Hello, Kerry. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Hi, Martha. I am fine. And thank you for holding these interviews. They're just fabulous. And I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you also for your willingness to share your journey. This series of interviews for those watching today have a very simple intention and is to inspire. If anybody out there watching feels inspired by these stories that are very unique and at the same time have this very interesting similarities, if you are ready and curious, then this might be your answer. And for some of us, I didn't even know I was ready, so that's why I say this. And that's how it went. So Kerry, how about you? We start by sharing with our audience who you are, where you are, and then this answer to a simple question of how have you seen this magic of PSYCH-K manifesting in your daily life?
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Kerry Cadambi. I live in Portland, Oregon, United States. And for a couple of decades, I've been interested in like metaphysics and energy and healing. And in the last 15 years, I've studied and practiced several healing modalities. I think I first heard about PSYCH-K before 2018. And it was probably from reading Bruce Lipton's book, Biology of Belief. And then in late 2018, I was traveling and just kind of synchronistically sat next to a woman at a dinner table because I wanted to talk to her. And during our conversation, I found out she was a PSYCH-K facilitator. So I was thrilled. We had an incredible conversation. And then not long after that meeting, I had the opportunity to experience a PSYCH-K session from a facilitator. And I knew right away, I could tell that it was powerful modality, and I wanted to learn it, and have it in my life. So fortunately, in 2019, I was able to take the basic workshop, the advanced workshop, the master facilitation workshop, and the health and well-being. And I normally don't do that, but for some reason, I just felt like really compelled to do it all, which was good because then 2020 came along and it would have been more challenging. So I've been able to practice it since then. And the beauty of taking the classes is that, not only was I learning these tools and meeting some fabulous other people who also were interested in this, but I got to work on my own stuff. We all have our stuff. And so we were able to do that during class. So I was able to clear things and, just generally work on personal growth. So that was fabulous. So, PSYCH-K in my personal life, it's enabled me to, change beliefs which had limited me in some way. It's helped me to create a life where I feel more at peace, calm, happy, greater self-love, and actually more easily manifest what I desire in my life. So, those are all so helpful. PSYCH-K has provided me the tools so that, if I feel stuck or I'm having some kind of difficulty, regardless of whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or even spiritually, it's a tool I can use to help me through that. And when something's bothering me or I'm not feeling well, I can do PSYCH-K on my own, or I can also engage the help of another practitioner in those times that sometimes, we can't see our own blind spots. And so yeah, exactly. And so that's the beauty of, having this community of preferred facilitators. Yeah. I can use it prior to an event that's coming up. I can work to clear anything that might limit the success of that event. So that's kind of cool. I can use it to get messages about why something may be happening in my life, whether it be, health issues or something else, and then use it to clear that or any limiting beliefs. So I love that it can help me see what I may not have recognized earlier in my life too. It can help bring those subconscious beliefs to the conscious level so that they can be transformed. So PSYCH-K is about going to the source of the problem, the root of the problem, rather than just merely treating a symptom. And that's very powerful and transformative in a long-term way. PSYCH-K can also be fun, which I like. We have that celebration at the end of a balance, which is kind of great, but also it can kind of be fun in what comes up, through this. So even though we may be, coming in with having a problem, we're focusing on the good of what we want. And, often the sessions there can be a little laughter and kind of fun with it. Yeah. And the balances are they're so amazing because sometimes you can feel them on an actual visceral level, like a physical level, and sometimes that change can happen instantaneously, which is really fascinating. So that's kind of how I, can use it for myself, but also I can use it with clients, or we call partners. I can help them transform their lives. So it's really, I feel honored to be present and be able to witness those moments when a person has a revelation, of a new and more empowering belief that takes place during a session. Isn't that cool? I mean, you can see it. You can see their face lights up, or there's a change in posture, the energy changes, or they're uplifted emotionally. Yeah. It's just beautiful. And then it's really fulfilling to hear later how it's changed their life. Yeah. So that's really satisfying, and to know that you can help make a difference in the world. Yes. So, excuse me. I love that PSYCH-K is a do with rather than a do to modality. It's very respectful process, or and then the act of doing the goal statements, I think, helps us to actively and consciously participate, in our own healing and our own personal growth. Yeah. And it reinforces the importance of our mind, our thoughts, our beliefs, how important this is to, how we react, how we behave, how we move through this world. And it reminds us of our responsibility for the creation of our life. The practice of creating an action step that we do at the end of sessions helps to activate that new subconscious potential. And we need to take action, right? I mean, we're responsible, and we need to take action. Yeah, and healing and personal growth is not a passive act, right? We need to be
requires active.
Responsibility, yeah. And I think PSYCH-K gives us a sense of empowerment, knowing that everything that we need is within us. It's always available to us. So I think that's very empowering.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's changed my everyday life, in knowing that I have a tool that can help me in all situations, and that I can continually work, not only when I have issues, but also kind of just regularly to continue my own personal growth, and the evolution of my soul in this incarnation. And it's helped me to feel more empowered, more connected to source and all that is. It helps me to remember and practice the adage, where attention goes, energy flows. Be mindful of word, thought, deed. Yeah. So that's.
Well, thank you. That was very beautiful. And to those of you watching, if you were paying attention, there were some very key words in what Kerry was saying. This allows us to create the life that we want. It's empowering. I also find it very liberating, and the possibility to serve ourselves and to exercise this muscle of this energy muscle of being better every day. It's part of the gift of this. So if you guys are interested, we're sharing Kerry's information down here, so you can reach out for those long distance sessions and be curious. This might be just what you've been waiting for, even if you didn't even know that you were waiting for it. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Kerry, for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Martha. Take care. All the best.
You as well.